Vajasravasa belongs to Gautama Gotra. That's what it says. That's how he got the Gautama referred.
Okay. Gautama Gotra. I see. I see. Okay. And where does that come from?
No, in my book, which is Swami Holanasipura Swami has mentioned in a footnote.
Ah, okay. Gautama Gotra. Gautama. Okay. It means what, you know? Go means Veda. Vedena, tamaha is ignorance. Vedena tamasaha dvamsat gotamaha. Okay, this is what Vachaspatiam says. One whose ignorance is removed by the Vedas, that person is called as Gotama.
Beautiful.
That's how it works.
Please repeat it, Jayakumarji.
One whose ignorance is removed by the Vedas, by the study of the Vedas, obviously. That Veda, Go means Veda, Vani, Veda, Saraswati. And
thank you.
That person is called Gautama. Gotama. Gotamasya patyam Gautama. So, Gotama, Gotrat Udbhavaha Gautamaha. One who is a product of the Gautama Gotra is a Gautama. Gautama also could be the name of the Gotra, I don't know. Gautama Gotra, I think they say. Yeah.
We belong to Gautama Gotra.
Yeah, Gautama Gotra.
Gautama Buddha is contraindicated.
No. No relation with that Gautama Buddha.
No relation, but name and Buddha, because
Okay.
Good. So how was it today? Was some difficulty we had, but overall, was it all right?
Yeah. Some 2 times it froze your frame, but otherwise it's okay. Like overall.
Otherwise, it's okay. But now, Satish ji is an experienced person. He's already studied all this Bhashyam. He has footnotes and footnotes of footnotes and all is written. So I can't take his feedback. Any other feedback? Somebody who's new to this, I want some feedback. Absolutely new. Never studied Bhashyam before.
It was excellent, Guruji.
excellent, because different weight, different levels. Everyone doesn't explain that way.
Okay. Yeah, because Ramuji has studied the Bhashyam of others and
Not other Swami, Parsadi, Paramarthananda only.
okay. Yeah. Any other feedback from somebody who's new to this? I want to see them. I mean, be honest, be frank, because we need to improve the communication. If half the people are getting confused.
Jayakumarji,
yeah.
I am fairly new. First, I said first class or second class, I said it is dry. Now, after listening, I almost gave up. But I said today I'm going to listen. And then I listened. And then also I heard other speakers' Bhashyam also. With that, I went through this before I came here. After going through, I think I felt more comfortable. Your analysis makes a lot of sense. It is difficult. I don't know Sanskrit at all, but the numbering is very nice. Overall, I'm getting there. Hopefully, I can continue. I want to continue.
Sure. Yeah, if you don't know Sanskrit, then you're having to digest a lot. And some words you won't be able to digest because verb, suppose I say verb, bhavita and syat and all these words you may not have heard. Whereas all other Sanskrit students will, for them it's not a barrier at all. They have moved on from that. So yeah, it can be tough if you don't know Sanskrit. But yeah, thanks for sticking around, and it's
Thank you, Jayakumarji.
Yeah.
Put up with us. Thank you.
No, I don't have to put up with you. I have to put up with people like Ramuji, who is, everybody is finished. Ramuji has already done the Bhashyam so many times, and now he's saying, can you repeat that? Can you repeat that? And
No, not that. Sorry.
I think next time onwards, I'm not going to honor your request, Ramuji. You are doing something else. You want to type it all at the same time, multitasking and all that. So
No, wrong.
you write down with this some things. And so can you repeat it? Now I'm wondering, how come Ramuji, who's transliterated all these things, written documents after documents and so many gigabytes of documents.
Not that. Just whether I heard properly and all. That's only thing. Okay, no problem. Sorry.
Now I got it. So, all right, thank you. Hariji, go ahead.
See, I am also totally new to Sanskrit. But even then, though I may not be understanding fully, but this helps me immensely when I study the commentary of like Swami Chinmayananda or Parthasarathi, the Upanishad commentary. This gives a solid background that I am able to get the overall picture of it when you are trying to explain to us the Bhashyam. Though word by word, if you ask me to repeat, I may find it difficult, but I am getting an overall idea. And that gives me, that strengthens my understanding power when I read it again.
Yeah.
So I am sure I will continue. I'm certain. There is no question about it.
Okay. So
it strengthens my ability to understand and appreciate.
Okay. Thank you, Hariji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you have exposure to Shastram, so that helps. Yeah, Vijayji. What about Vijay is studying Sanskrit and maybe Bhashyam is new for him. Let's see what he says.
Yeah, Bhashyam is new. For me also, it was initially a little overwhelming, too many things coming. But I decided I'm not going to be worried about all that I don't get. But whatever I'm getting, that's good enough. So Anvaya and all I'm numbering, but I'm not too much focused on it. I want to, the way, the whole story I know, but now the way it's being explained in detail, how Shankaracharya is thinking and writing, that's interesting. So I'm more interested in listening to that rather than trying to be jumbling up the words and all. That's okay. That may be the next time when I go through it. For now, that detailing of the whole story is quite interesting. So I felt it was a little overwhelming when I started. I was wondering, is this really required at this stage? But then for this detailing of the story and how Shankaracharya is thinking is something very interesting. I'm finding it quite interesting to know the thought process of Shankaracharya.
Correct.
I wanted to add one more. It is not only understanding what is written, but it helps to strengthen the one to put it in a proper structure, the very thinking process. And that is the biggest advantage that I am getting out of 60%, 70% of understanding this Bhashyam. The thought process, how we have to think, which I feel is very, very important. It doesn't allow me to wander. It teaches me to focus.
Right. That is, once we start studying Bhashyam, we will see that, and that's what will happen.
Yeah.
Because Shankaracharya is going to point areas that we may not have thought about.
Yeah.
So that will
to hit the target,
Yeah. And
thank you, Guruji. It's the way you're explaining, the whole vivid description of the whole scene is coming in our head when we are listening to it. So that's very interesting. So I'm not too much worried about the Sanskrit, and though it's good, I'm learning it. But more than that, for me, the vivid description of the whole episode, the way you should look at situations is improving. Clarity is coming much more.
Yeah. Yeah, Manjula ji.
Guruji.
Yeah, Prema ji, go ahead.
Yeah, Guruji, what I find very useful for my learning, is that first of all, you make us pronounce the words and divide the words where they should be. So that actually gives us a better idea of how to construct what is already written there. Second, you do the bhashyam. First, you give the meaning of the mantram that we have done, and then we have the bhashyam. And then at the end, you do the anvaya. So the anvaya is the most difficult because we don't have that Sanskrit background. But what it does is, in a systematic way, you first understand what is written, you interpret in your own mind, and then you understand how it should be constructed and read so that you get the gist of the story. And then Shankara's bhashyam on it. So by the end of the class, I mean, when I started, I was like a chicken with its head cut. It was all over the place. I had no clue at all. But in the past 3-4 classes, I realized you have a system by which you work. And now that I've understood the system, I'm able to find things and understand. And of course, it needs homework. So I go over what you say. And so in my process, yes, it's learning. You're giving us skills which we didn't have before, to construct, to rephrase, to move words, and then make a story out of it. So that's a valuable skill that you're teaching us. And it's interesting. It's a struggle, no doubt.
Yeah. So the style is new for all of us, those who are studying Bhashyam for the first time. And the precision with which Bhashikara argues, that also is new and refreshing. And Sandhi splitting is something we do periodically, and so that helps grasp that aspect of the language.
Mm-hmm.
And also, one has to review Acharyat Padam Adatte. From this class, only a quarter you will understand. Padam Shishya Swamedaya. Padam Swa Brahmacharibhyaha. So, one's effort, quarter. So, class, quarter. One's effort, quarter. Then this Miraj is conducting a class. From there, you get quarter. Then Padam Kala Kramenacha. So, in time, the remaining, it will gel. So, you don't have to be upset or sad or disappointed that I don't follow everything, or I didn't read this one word or that word, this word. They don't get lost in that. Yeah, so even we have that same problem. And so we also have to look up on all these things. So this reorganization of words is not easy at all. That too, Shankaracharya, in fact, I don't think they use commas and full stops. Our acharyas, they don't need all these things. We are the people who need commas, semicolons, hyphen, full stop, all these things for us. Because otherwise our mind just blanks out after some time. After 10 words, continuing means what? It's like this goods train in India. We used to count as kids. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And amazing, it just keeps on going. I don't know how these long trains, how they manage. And then finally another engine is pushed. 2 engines are pushing this train. So like that, Shankaracharya's sentences are, you can see how big they are. And then I'm supposed to teach, see, understanding is first step. And then we are supposed to teach it also. And in this online system, how to teach this? I find it's a challenge for me. Even though I've understood it completely, okay? Crystal clear for me. Still, I'm struggling to communicate. Look at that. I have to put all these numbers and this and that. And half the time I'm spending which number I should put where. This is what I'm thinking. And so, but that's what I'm hoping. This communication style, is it working or not? Or should we change the style?
It is working very, very, very well.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. There's no doubt about that.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Manjulaji.
Hari Om, Jayakumarji. Your flow is beautiful. First 2 classes, I was wondering whether I can withstand all this. But now it is very easily followed, Jayakumarji. Thanks to the Sanskrit classes, because of
Okay.
the classes, I can do the sandhis. Because of the Sanskrit, it is like an ocean, Sanskrit. But somehow I'm finding it very hard to follow, to do the manana. But Anvaya Rachana and splitting is wonderful. And your flow is very nice. It's understood very well, Jayakumarji.
Yeah, some background, Sanskrit background will make it very enjoyable.
Very much is required, not some. A lot is required.
But
and first time I'm doing the Upanishad. I'm very happy to do the Upanishad. First time in my life. With the profession, I'm juggling, but it's okay. Can follow. Thank you.
Right. So the Sandhi splitting and all, one can appreciate if you're already studying Sanskrit. And then immediately, the lights goes off and then, yeah, like that it should go. So, but if you don't know Sanskrit, then, and if you can still stick around, then you end up learning Sanskrit. You end up learning Sandhi. Without your knowledge, in a year, you will figure out all these things and you will know the Sandhi without even knowing their names. That's what will happen. That's how I learned Sandhis. That's how I learned Sandhi. I don't think I sat in a class and wrote all this. I don't think so. And Sandhi and all I learned just by listening to Swamiji and looking at the text. So, very good, very good. Any other thoughts? I wanted, Radhika ji, are you still there?
Yes, very much there.
Yeah, I want to introduce Radhika to the class and can we see you, Radhika ji, or how is it?
I have put on my video. You can't see me?
Oh yeah, now there you are. Yeah. Now this Zoom keeps changing. Sometimes it just collage just changes.
Yes.
Yeah. There you are. Yeah. Namaste.
Namaste.
So, Radhika ji is a classmate of mine from the ashram. The time we spent in the ashram studying this course, long-term course, and I joined the course much later, 1.5 years after the course started, and by then all of them were there in the class, and Katha Upanishad was already over by the time I went, so I didn't even study from Swamiji. And so Radhika ji was a student there, and then she helped me catch up. Every day, almost, if you remember, I don't know if you remember Radhika. Every day after lunch, when we are supposed to take a nap, or no, at least I would like to take a 15-minute nap. No, we would go to the class and then she will come, and she's very alert. And then I'm coming, my notes, and then Sanskrit, Panini Sutras. She's drawing all these graphs and this and that, and Panini Sutras. I mean, these days I can't forget those days.
I don't remember that, but I'm glad you brought it back. I'm not sure.
So those were very good for me, and you brought me up because 1.5 years of Sanskrit I was not there, and Muktika ji is talking, and she's in some sutra somewhere. Sutra itself, I don't know what sutra means, and I'm sitting in front, and then but she helped me tide through that, and so let's introduce Radhika ji. She lives in Coimbatore, and Radhika ji, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, I think I live in Coimbatore now, and I have been a long-term student with Swamiji in Arshavidya Gurukulam. I currently teach Sanskrit to 2 batches of students. Yeah, I'm an educator. Essentially, I'm an educator and a psychologist by profession. But that has no sense anymore, in the sense after you study Atma Vidya, all that gets subsided. Nevertheless, it's given a new meaning. The study of Atma Vidya has given a new meaning to education and psychology and all of that. So I'm engaged with running a school in Karnataka, a free residential school for children who have no facility to get meaningful education. So it's not just another school, but a school where we are hoping that we will be able to, distinctly make a difference in the regular pedagogy. So I call it as a common sense education. We're not doing anything extra, fancy. We don't want to call ourselves a fancy school or anything, but a learning space where children can unfold who they are and, and we act as facilitators. So that's what I do now. Thank you, Jayakumarji.
Yeah. So I asked her, why are you in this class? What is, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
And maybe she's planning to teach Bhashyam, or maybe she's already teaching and she wants to see a different perspective, etc. So
yeah, so let me add that. I'm glad you reminded me of that. Yeah, why do I like to listen? Like all of you said right now, it's very overwhelming, you know. It's a training to our mind, actually, these kind of studies. Na? So of so many years, our mind has been anglicized, and there is a very, a very linear approach that our mind takes, and we want everything logical. But if you look at Shankaracharya's Bhashyam, or you look at all the Upanishad studies, they actually want your mind to be comprehensive. They want the mind to be like, to come together, if I have to put that phrase. So our mind is all over the place. Anyway, the mind is all over the place, and our anglicized system is further making it very narrow. So this study actually helps us to bring the mind together. So this is one of the, I like to listen and re-listen when somebody is doing a class. Secondly, teaching Bhashyam is not easy. So it's, so I thought sitting through JK's, I call Jayakumarji JK, sitting through this class helps me also get clarity on how to communicate. Like he said today also, communicating is very difficult, such kind of teaching. So I thought I must sit through the whole thing and have the discipline of the mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Radhika ji. And she brings up a point, which is that linear thinking. We got used to linear thinking. In fact, by doing the numbering, what I'm doing? I'm linearizing Shankaracharya's non-linear thinking. Because this is what we are used to. And especially because all of you are new. And so in the next time we do, or sometime later, once you're used to it, there will be less need for me to number all these things. 1, 2, 5, 7, 6 and all. We don't have to do that. But initially, we're doing it. And as you get used to it, we can just go along. And sometimes we still have to reorganize, etc. And so that's right, that linear thinking. Start with the Kriya Padam and this and that. There's a particular order which is needed for Sanskrit. But yeah, Shankaracharya is just having a nice time, right? And here we are trying to say, wait a minute, stop. Thank you.
Thank you.
Prasad ji, go ahead.
Namaste, Jayakumarji. Well, to start with, yes, it is difficult, I should say, because this is the first time even me going through the Bhashyam. The Katha Upanishad, actually, I went through, but not Bhashyam itself. Well, it is difficult, but I'm here to learn. And in fact, I cannot even say anything about your style of teaching, because for me, it is difficult. So I'll have to understand first how I understand the whole thing. But I'm sure that I would quickly get back to say a corollary, an example. When I went to the Vipassana course, so 10 years I thought, 10 days whether I can survive there or not. So then I ended up going there for 7 times later, and I'm continuing to go. So it's not that, because the intention is to learn. That's why I was there. And as Radhika ji said, it is a practice. So my mind got practiced with there. So I can go any number of times, not a problem. So I think as far as Sanskrit is concerned, since I am also going through the Sanskrit classes, I think probably advantage being a Telugu person, having understood the Sandhi Samasis very quickly, but the procedures like numbering and all that, I need to get it. For 2 reasons, I'm facing difficulty, which others also mentioned. when you're saying numbering, why it is difficult for us, because one thing is maybe speed, but I am not considering it. As far as I am concerned, it is possible that the numbers comes in a reverse fashion also. Like you go there and come back another number somewhere else, right? And that's one thing. And a big word is split. So when it is split, we have to search where is that split part. So for example, today, Tava Pita. So Tava is in one other word. So it's that difficulty. So that quickness probably we'll learn slowly. Anvaya, yes, like Vijayji said, I'm totally with him, whatever he said. I'm not looking at Anvaya right now. The problem with Anvaya is that you are numbering, but we have to put in between. If you don't write, what is happening is somewhere we have to write in brackets or something, and we go back to the first line to bring something or from the Bhashya. So all these things, obviously, it's a difficulty for us unless we get practice with that. I think probably it will take some time for us, but for me, I'm sure I will quickly come back. So, well, leaving is no question about that, because I'm here to learn, and so I hope I will quickly follow Anvaya as well as the numbering part also.
Thank you, Prasad. All right, so we'll conclude with that. It's 8:05 here. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Guruji.
Thank you.
Dhanyawad, Jayakumar ji.